And what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wrong Side Simulations. Bring you the best content, the wrong side of the airplane, the right seat. And as always, my name is Blake, and I am a real-world flight dispatcher, aiming to bring you a little more context to your flight sim viewing experience. And right now, we are giving a little shot to the whole tow gate-to-gate functionality that is brand new from GSX. And as we can see, it's not perfect by any means, but looks like it's working. That whole little push out and they're like tugs started spinning around and stuff. Probably not the most realistic, obviously, but this is functionality that I have wanted for a long time, because airplanes do get repositioned from gate to gate in the real world, and I've always had to kind of rig it up to make it work myself, and now it looks like it comes with the functionality by default, which is I say it's pretty cool. Now every day whenever I drive into work, it's pretty typical that I'll see either a 764 or a A350 being towed from the cargo ramp over to the gates, which is basically all the way on the north side of the airport, and I got to tow it all the way around the west side of the airport to get it over to the gates. And it always looks kind of cool, especially like when I'm on nose up with the A350. So now we can kind of do similar stuff. So anyways, today we're going to be giving the 737 another whack at. For those of y'all who were here yesterday, so we had a lot of issues with the 737. Hey, that's a cool shot. 737-900, the brand new one. I had a lot of issues when trying to land that thing, so we're going to give it another stab today. Although it's not the 700, we're going to be flying the 900 and see if maybe it was the airplane or maybe it was me. So that's going to be today's agenda. Once I get done with the stream, then I got to go mow the yard, pack up, and then hit the road northbound back to Atlanta. So, over to the chat. We got my man AJJ in the house. Great to see you, brother. All is good here. Hope all is well with you. Zippy's Apples in the house. Great to see you, Zippy. Wes, my friend, great to see you, dude. Kieran is back with us today. Yo, great to see you. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, whatever today is. What is today? Wednesday? Hope y'all having a wonderful Wednesday. So we're getting towed from pretty much, what is the southwest area of the field over to gate Golf 14. We've got the APU running, hydraulics are on, kind of in a tow state. And once we get pulled into the gate, we're going to start pre-flighting and get underway. I'm going to step away real quick to go grab a drink. And hopefully by the time I get back, the plane will be in the gate. Enjoy the new tow gate-to-gate functionality from GSX, coupled with some chase plane cinematic views. Gotta say, it's kind of dope. You know, kind of dope. Just for like some sitting and chilling, it's kind of dope. I will be right back. Alright, alright. Well, it looks like we are progressively making our way over to the gate. I did see it doing something like this a second ago and I was stepping away. The tug driver's a little drunk, but hey, you know, it's a new feature. And all the features that have been coming with GSX ever since have been free. So, you know, I'll give a little bit of grace. Hopefully the runway's clear. I'll give a little bit of grace. You know, I'm sure it's going to take some time to probably iron some of this stuff out. But I think it's a cool feature. What do y'all think? Like, think about it. If you need to reposition your airplane, instead of just warping it over, if you're trying to be realistic, like all of us simmers try to somewhat be, we can do it this way. So JJ, speaking of, say you want to fly on a 350 so bad, I will probably be flying to LA from Atlanta in an A350, there and back, in the cockpit. So hope you get a little bit jealous. Probably gonna fly out there, go see Cali Simmer, maybe spend a day or two, and then head back to Atlanta. Oh yeah, I got some pictures. Me and Chemtrails got to step into an A350 sim a couple weeks ago, and got some good pictures in there. If y'all don't follow him or I on Instagram, then y'all have not seen them. If you do follow us, then you've seen them. I didn't get a good look at you yesterday. Look at baby face. And to tell you've lost weight. Looking good, bro. Man, you can... I think maybe... I don't think you can tell... I don't know. I see myself every day, so it's hard to tell. But I would imagine my face probably looks skinnier automatically with the lack of the beard. All right, let's see how this works. We'll try to go into gate view when it starts pulling in. Oh, that don't help. Well, hopefully I'll look like I've lost some weight in the face. Alright, there's 13. Here comes 14. Oh, there's an airplane in the gate. Damn you. Oh well. Nothing we can do about that. I'm running PSXT right now for live traffic. We're gonna take it right up the butt. Once we touch the butt, I think it should disappear. There we go. Nice. All right, let's see how it parks us. Whoa, Nelly. Skirt. Dang, check that out. That's dope. Not gonna lie, that was pretty cool, man. That's I don't know why I'm tickled by that, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But JJ, I appreciate that, man. Nonetheless, I appreciate it. I cannot wait to get my beard back. By the time I do, I'm gonna have to shave it for my fam ride out to LA. Oh, lucky son of a bitch. Take me. Man, if I could, I would. I'd put y'all in first class while I cruise up front. I don't know if you're a beach sunset dude, but check out Manhattan Beach in LA if you get a chance. It's absolutely gorgeous. All right. I'll tell Callie to take me there. Why this guy so drunk? I don't know, man. He was all over the place, wasn't he? All over the place. Man, you can always see it in the face. I think you're right about that. I don't know where that person's walking through the belly of the airplane. All right, well, let's get set up and get out of here because, like I said, I got some mowing to do. Got to keep up with the yard since I'm gone so much. And we'll switch back over to ground power, and we'll get rid of the APU. Got to get the airplane back into its original state. Rue, you walking away with my socks? Rue loves socks. She don't eat them or anything like that. She just likes to hold them in her mouth, which is really weird. Let's see, bulk fuel is 25.5 with 0 fuel weight of 144.2. Alright, let's tell GSX to get boarding. Even though that toe and stuff wasn't perfect, I think it was cool as shit. I guess we'll go ahead and attach it. See what's going on bat radar. So we got any coverage? I don't think we do. No coverage. So anyways, if I haven't already said it, we're going to be flying from Minneapolis to Bozeman, Montana. Kind of thinking about maybe taking a little bit of a scenic tour. Going a little bit south, get down low and fly over maybe the Tetons and Yellowstone, and then up to Bozeman. How long was my flight? It's already 2 hours and 8 minutes, man. It's not like we haven't seen the Tetons before on this channel. All right, let's get to it. Let's see. Mach. Probably go ahead and do the stick sector. Should already be powered up long enough. Alright, we're going to be going up to, I believe it's 32,000. Touchdown zone elevation at the airport. I'm coming in on ILS Yankee Romeo 1-2. Touchdown elevation is 4443. So those are set. Make sure those set on the panel. Drop that in. Now we can do our engine fire test. Nope. These little bitty click spots. Sweet. So we've got live traffic running, which makes running like beyond ATC or say intentions or any of that stuff a little difficult. So I think today we'll just kind of make it chill, and we'll just fly with live traffic and not actually be on any kind of network. 108, 108, perfect. Oh, that's good. Hell yeah. Got our bisque off. Got our 7.3 trading cards. Shout out to Silky, who was in the chat yesterday. Made this livery. One of the best in the game.
TCAS test pass.
Alright, altimeter here is 2976.
Glide slope. Pull up.
Did anybody order the wind
shear.
control TCAS
Wind
panel
shear.
last night?
Wind shear.
I did.
Terrain. Terrain.
Put that bitch
Pull
on a credit
up.
card because God knows I can't afford shit. Which I shouldn't even be doing. Come on down to the box. And let's see, where's our... Alright, so we heading over to Bozeman, Montana, which was the other place I was contemplating going. But I don't really have the money right now to be sitting there for a couple days, getting a rental car and a hotel and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to go there and just basically go in and come out. If I'm going to go to Bozeman, Montana, like I want to go, you know, go look around some. Laney 6, which I guess I always could just do some Ubers. Laney 6 and Laney off of 12 right. From Laney, it's going to be Kilo Papa 03 Yankee. Then direct Marls. And then on the Powder to Arrival Creek transition. All that looks good. Let's go route 2, Minneapolis. Minneapolis. This is going to be our engine fail procedure. Cool climb going up to 32,000 feet. Relatively heavy today. Zero fuel weight's 144.2. That says that doesn't sound right. No, it is right. Planned fuel 25.5. Reserve fuel 3.8. Cost index 399. Top climb winds 230 at 67. Temperature, if there's ISA -1, so ISA is -48. We'll subtract 1, that's going to be -49. Execute that N1 limits. I guess we'll, just to make things a little bit quicker, we'll use the performance tool in here. So Minneapolis, off of 12 right. Import from aircraft, left big optimum, TO rating, optimum, anti-ice off. Well, that looks correct. Calculate that. And that's going to give us a TO2. Screw that, let's do TO1. Cell temp of 30. Takeoff, flaps 5, of course. RCGN 23.9 gives us 5.6. And the V speed's 54, 55, 61. Muy bien. Alrighty, V2 of 161 going in there. Lane E6. Do we have a top? Yes, 7,000. And if we needed to come back, again, we're going to come back to 12 right. Course is 121. Put that on both sides. Set, and then frequency is 110.3. That is set. $2,000 in there for now. Alright, I think we're pretty much good to go there. Are they done boarding? We shut the door because we don't want to be bothered from the pre-flight. And they are still boarding up. Got the nice custom interior. Our Delta galley carts. Looks good. We'll get the APU fired up. While we're waiting on that, quick little departure brief. We're going to push back, nose left, taxi down runway 12 right. We got 2 hot spots and one runway to cross. Weather's no factor, terrain's no factor, good NOTAMs. Standard boards and abnormals. Below 80 knots, my decision to reject. Above 80 knots, high speed regime. Abort for a fire of any kind, engine fail, level, wind shear, anything that makes us flight the aircraft unsafe for takeoff. V1, pop an engine, engine fail procedures, no fly runway heading. Speed up, clean up, sort out the issue, come back to runway 12 right. All goes as planned. We're going to fly the lane E6 up to 7,000 feet. Let's see. On lane E6, we'll be departing on a heading, so we'll just depart runway heading, and then kind of vector ourselves over to our first fix of Tonka. No speed restrictions. Got a couple adder aboves, but it should be no issue. Sweet. Any questions? Throw it in the chat. It looks like they are done. Forgot to turn the hydraulics back off. And we'll prepare for pushback and departure. All right, catch back up in the chat. Shaq, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Oh, look who's in the chat. Somebody's ears were burning. What's up, Silky? Great to see you, my friend. Thank you for the hard work on this beautiful livery. I absolutely love it, as always, as I love all of them. Vaughn, great to see you, my friend. Welcome back today. Hope I can put on a better show than I did yesterday. Yesterday's was funky. Jay, great to see you, dude. Look who it is. It's me. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem, it's me. Shaq, you doing any flying today? Or are you off? Okay. Zaf did this one. Yeah, I saw there was multiple logos on the thumbnails. So I figured it was more than just you. But nonetheless, shout out to anybody who had any involvement in it. Because it's absolutely gorgeous. Is there a livery for the 800 that has cookies and trading cards? Oh, that's funny. While you're here, to have a question with Z-Core, do you still need the A350 cabin compatibility mod while using the 350 Z-Core files? I wonder if I have both of those in. It seemed like all the stuff in the 350 when I was messing with it yesterday was working correctly. All the little interactive stuff. All right, are these folks? What's going on? Haven't heard anybody talking. I feel like they should probably. Oh, now they want. Okay, now they're talking. I feel like they should probably pull those stairs. Like they didn't pull it when we did the gate-to-gate tow. So that's kind of a thing, right? Like you click prepare for pushback and departure, and then everything pulls back. But it hasn't done that. Let's see. I don't want to interrupt it. I think those stairs are just going to sit there. Alrighty. Beacons on, brakes released, clear to push, nose to the left. Rolling number 2. Oh, that's beautiful. Not new. I've actually had these for a little while, Jay. I was having a lot of issues with my Corsair headset, and still am. Kept auto shutting down yesterday, like every few minutes. So I put these back in. The only thing I don't really like about them being that they're in ear, especially whenever I have both of them in, it's like talking with your fingers in your ears. Typically there's like, at least with the Corsair headphones, there's a side tone, so like when you talk, it's kind of like aviation headset and you can hear yourself talking. But in this, it's just like plugging my ears up, and it's not super enjoyable. So when I'm streaming and I'm talking, I've got to take the left one out. But the good thing about them is it doesn't have, you know, the thing running over top of my head to continue thinning my hair out. All right, we'll roll. Roll number 1. I think I said number 1 last time. I meant number 2. Just like last time. I don't know why it's doing this jiggling. It's got to be an FS realistic thing. I kick the rotors and it stops. I really like this David and Clark's we're using. Yeah, that's the thing. You can buy an adapter too, where you can make them work with your computer. Yeah, I was enjoying them too. All right, start a cut up. Alrighty, after our checklist generators are on, probe heat on, anti-ice is off, air conditioner panel set, recalls checked, auto brakes RTO. All right, tax checklist flaps. Five, green light. Takeoff speeds, 54, 55, 61. Set thrust TO1, 30. Stab trim, 5.6 is set. And flight controls are checked. Tax checklist is complete. I know I started doing checklists like right in the middle of, of everything. Wanted to get going pretty quick, so I didn't do all the other checklists. Don't know what that guy's doing, but clear on the left and clear on the right. If y'all hear any rattling in the background, it's because I've got my butt kicker running. There's the A350 taking off right there. V1 and rotate, 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 rotate. That's the magic word. It's rotity. Oh Lord, we're gonna hit wingtips. Right now, brief. Departing off runway 12 right on the landing 6 departure, landing transition to our first fix of Tonk up to 7,000 feet. Good weather. No weather changes, no departure frequencies. all that good stuff. So again, guys, this is PSXT traffic that y'all are seeing. My favorite traffic add-on for live traffic. Pretty much unbeatable as far as delay and all that stuff. Clear left and right. Wonder if AJ Finari is going to show up today. And let's see if he does show up. Let's see if he likes my virtual seat height. I think I have it a little bit higher up than in the 900 than in the 700 yesterday. Alright, before takeoff, checklist. Runway position, runway 12 right, full length, confirmed inside and outside. Flaps, 5 green light. Nav breeze complete, takeoff warnings checked, auto throttles are on, restart switch is continuous. Transponder is TARA, flight attendants notified and acknowledged. Oh God, we're not clear. We'll just switch our departure over to 17, make our lefts a little bit easier. There we go.
21.
Rotate. Positive rate.
.400 heading select. And 1000 VNAV. Flaps 1. Flaps up. I feel like this airplane is way more stable than the 700. Alright, LNAV into Tonka. Thousand to go. And Command B. Command. Take it up to our final 32. Altitude intervene. It struggles with that flyby. I don't know if it's because it's having to quickly try to load. Ugh. Like scenery in the background or what? That's horrendous. Let's see, let's get caught up in the chat. Titus, am I at Atlanta now? No, I am at home, but I will be headed back to Atlanta tonight. FS Labs 321 Neo getting added to the Z Core. That's a good question. I wonder how much people actually fly the FS Labs compared to Phoenix. Like if that was a stat that we could see, I'd be curious to know what that would show. Wes ordered the TCAS, very nice. It took forever to get the damn PayPal to go through. I didn't think the TCAS panel would be shutting their whatever you call it, website down. What's the it's 12 degrees and increasing. Ah, nice, Shaq. It's always great to be off, ain't it? Can't wait to have Shaq on my... Oh, that'll be dope. That will be dope when that day comes. Jay, you'll just have to make sure that you tell Shaq what your actual name would be on the release, because I don't think it's Jay, is it? And Suki says the new Z-Core update coming's going to be huge, but hush hush for now. Alright, so everybody keep your mouth shut. Don't go telling anybody. But I'm excited. Whatever that's going to end up being, I am excited. I love the Z-Core stuff. It just gives a little bit more personality in the airplanes, and like I love the interactive logbooks and that kind of stuff, because that's typically something you would see sitting on the dash of the airplane whenever you first enter the cockpit, whether as a pilot or a jump seater. You'd see them going through the logbook, looking at the history of the airplane, because sometimes the history can tell you a little bit of what you may expect the aircraft to do. And so I love like pulling the logbook out and having it sitting on the dash and then be able to stow it away. Same with the paper OFP and that kind of stuff. It's that little bit that's been missing for a very long time, and we didn't even know it. Keeping an eye on the temperature as we climb. Now, other than Jay works as a professional aviator in a sense. Can anybody tell me what temperature range is icing, or what is the definition of icing conditions? Robert, how's it going, my friend? You order from International? Yeah, I ordered from the global shipping store, or the global site. Alright, 10 degrees. And J Foot, what's up, brother? Has Wingwing done the radio panel yet? Not yet. Callie told me that it should be next month that those drop, but I'll believe that when I see it. And I will go broke to buy those things, because I'm going to need 2 RMPs and 2 ACPs. And I'll go ahead and put us into standard. Climb checklist. Altimeters. Standard. Standard. Cross check. Get that Any ice back off? Yeah, Zippy, you are somewhat close. But yeah, the start of the temperature is 10 degrees. Shaq, if you want to share, tell me what's the definition of icing conditions? I guess really too, like what I'm shooting for, because I don't know so much for like pistons, although I think it's the same. But if we want to talk jets, radio panel is going to be the older or the newer Airbus versions? It's going to be the older ones, as far as I know. In all their latest screenshots and like little renders, it's all been the older panels. When they first reached out to the community asking which ones would the community want, they gave a choice between the older panels and the new all-in-one digital panels. And I wonder if they did do the newer digital panels, if you have two of those versus two ACPs and RMPs, so that's a total of 4 units, would they be about the same price? Would they be cheaper? Because you think about the all-in-one unit, that's a whole digital display. It's kind of like another McDo, right? So I almost wonder if they'd be about the same price, having 2 digital units or 4 of the non-digital units. Travis, how's it going, my friend? Safe travels, have a great flight. And where are you flying from and going to? So we're flying from Minneapolis, and we are headed to Bozeman, Montana. Little 2-hour and 8-minute flight from wheels up to wheels down. But appreciate that. And then tonight I'll be driving to Atlanta for another 3 days of work. I'll be working from, I think it's 1:30 to 11:30, I believe it is. And I think I'll be on more of a West Coast desk this week, which I'm kind of looking forward to. I like the West Coast stuff. Love those split scimitars. When supercooled water droplets can freeze upon contact to the control surface of the aircraft. All right, so what's the definition? Like, what's the temperature ranges, and like, what do you need for icing to occur? But yeah, that's not incorrect by any means. Normally seen at +10 to -20. Close-ish. That second temperature is, I mean, it's correct. Like, you'll see icing there, but the limit is colder than that. There's a certain limit in which it is too cold for ice crystals to adhere to the aircraft. And so once we get through the definition of icing, then we'll talk about the types of icing. Now, not types of ice like rime and mixed and what's the other one? Rime, mixed, clear, or whatever. There you go, J Foot. Good job. -40 is correct. Yeah, I believe it's predominantly off of TAT, total air temperature, because that accounts for the aircraft moving, like versus static air temperature, right? Where if you're just static, but if you're static, the airplane's not moving, so nobody really cares about icing if the airplane's not moving, right? But total air temperature, it's going to account for the airplane moving, the cooling effect that the aircraft, like, I don't know how to word it, but flying through there. But essentially, you need visible moisture, and the surface of the aircraft has to be below freezing. So if it has to be below freezing, then why is it plus 10? Now we're starting to get into the next topic, which is going to be the two types of icing. But again, we're not talking about like the actual ice itself, not the clear, mixed, and rime icing, but there's two kinds of icing, and that's why you have wing and engine. That's going to be your hint. There's wing and engine anti-ice on an airplane, right? So that's kind of the hint into the two types. We're going to get in deep on this icing stuff. But once I explain it to y'all, I'm like, oh shit, that makes a lot of sense. And this is all stuff that as dispatchers we have to know to be able to account for it in our flight planning. Gotta do some work on these cameras. Is that the only side I have is the one side of the airplane? Work on these cameras while we're, regarding the rotities from the 350 earlier, I still have some initial ideas done for your emoji. Oh yeah, I was thinking about that today actually. Took Rue to go get a pup cup and got one of my favorite drinks from coffee shop. It wasn't even coffee, and actually thought about that. I do still want to get that emoji made. Oh, it's number 3. That explains it. Alright, so let's start with that one. Like that one's just too much of a duplicate. Alright, so that's one shack. Structural icing. I'll be very impressed if anybody else can think up what the second type of icing is. without Googling it. Not that I would know if you did or didn't. I can send you the 2 of the initials I had. Yeah, if you want to, man. Absolutely. Shoot at some of the DMs. Oh, JJ. Sad face. It's not possible in the FS labs. Another reason why Phoenix is superior. I don't think ice forms at +10, but wouldn't you start to see frost? If I'm thinking correctly, front creates a boundary layer on the wing, resulting in aerodynamic degradation. My only other guess is ground ice. So neither of those is correct. Now here's why it's +10. So you've got structural icing, like you said. Now the temperature range on structural icing is 0 degrees Celsius to -40. Then there is, and I'm sure you've heard of it, especially being a CFI, induction icing. So with jet engines, and the same with piston, as air is getting ingested into whatever the hell and combines with fuel vapors and like cools and stuff, and create icing in the engine, right? I think that's how it works in pistons. But for jet engines, as the engines spoil up, when it's 10 degrees or colder with visible moisture. Now, visible moisture with induction icing is a little bit different than just say like it's raining or a cloud. Like all that does apply, but even if it's like very, very humid, say it's very humid and it's 10 degrees or less, you got a lot of kind of water particles or saturated air, right? So as the engines spoil up and the air going into the engine accelerates, it cools at an adiabatic cooling rate of -3 degrees, and it will cool to the dew point, which is when you start seeing that kind of fog or that little mist in the engine inlet as the airplane is accelerating. So when it's doing that, there's your visible moisture, and then you can have engine icing. So that's why it's 10 degrees Celsius, because again, as the air being ingested into the engine accelerates, it cools down to the dew point, then you get visible moisture, and after visible moisture, then you can get icing. So that's why it's 10 degrees Celsius to -40. Now once you exceed -40, then it's too cold, and icing won't happen. It won't adhere to the airplane. Does that make sense? Been loving FS Labs lately, though. About to fly Phoenix to recreate my flights yesterday. Hell yeah. Delta 321 and 320. Very nice. Very nice. Tell y'all what. Shit, sorry about that. Swallowed a little bit down the wrong pipe. You know, I think all of us are excited to get the A220 if and when that ever happens. But one thing I can tell that I've learned about the 220 from dispatching them, they are pretty weight and balance sensitive. They're not as capable from a weight and balance standpoint, performance standpoint, as like the 320, 321, even the 319. They also have a pretty low crosswind limitation. Things like, for instance, the 220 or the 220-100 or the 300. One of them's got a much lower one. I think it's 29 knots crosswind limit, whichever one is the most limited. But they can definitely be a pain in the butt from time to time. was gonna say that hand on the Bible. Well, not the second half, but the induction icing. Yeah, and I know that you have definitely heard of that and probably teach it and talk about it and stuff. But it's just not something I think a lot of folks think of. I never thought of it as a dispatcher prior to Delta, and then that was something that we heavily leaned into at Delta. Not a fan of the FS Labs, just can't get into it. I've kind of been in that same boat. Now, Callie Simmer, she kind of went from the Phoenix into the FS Labs, and she loves it. I think she's really liking a lot of the additional features that it has. She's a big fan. I don't hate it, but it just doesn't have the quality of life immersion that Phoenix has, where everything with GSX is so seamless. You know, you flip on the beacon and then everything just, you know, kind of happens automatically. I feel like that should be the new, like, minimum standard for any high fidelity airliner aircraft. Makes sense. Good. Glad it makes sense. Perfect sense. Thank you. Deepened my knowledge. Hell yeah. Glad y'all were able to take something actually productive from this stream. Sent to your WhatsApp with a warning. Oh God. Where is my phone? Rotitties. Ooh, I like that second one. That's hilarious. Yeah, I definitely like the second one. Definitely not something I'd be able to put on my channel with, you know, who I work for. Just in the sense that, you know, in a way I'm kind of representative of them, right? And I'm sure they would not appreciate the first one. I mean the second one. I like the first one. So minor edits, and I might would even be able to do it myself with AI. But instead of rotitties, do rotitty. And maybe do like, I don't think it needs much changes. Maybe a little less torso, so like it can be a little bit more zoomed in on the arms, yoke, and chest, and then like maybe like the yoke is kind of being pulled back right in between, and it's kind of like you almost have the you almost have them kind of like poking through the crevices of the yoke, if that makes sense. Your warning is hilarious. Ah, not that. I'm going to send this to Shaq though. Let's see, I have very limited knowledge on jet engine workings other than simming, but makes total sense. And in fact, I think as far as induction icing goes, it's a little bit more simplified with jet engines than it is pistons, just because jets are pretty simple, right? Like, air gets ingested, if the bleeds are on, some of that air gets kind of stolen in the high pressure or the low pressure stage to feed the pneumatic anti-ice systems. Plus, you know, the packs for pressurization and air conditioning, which is why, right? Like, if you need a little bit more performance for takeoff, you can turn the packs off, get better performance when the anti-ice is off, because you're not stealing any of that air from either of the two stages. But the air is getting ingested. Some of it's going through the core engine, where it's getting compressed, and then you get the combustion, and then thrust, right? And then the rest of it kind of goes around the core for a high bypass engine. Goes around the core to assist in cooling, as well as providing a little bit of additional thrust. God, I got a tickle in my nose. But more or less, it's just air gets sucked in, the air cools, turns into icing, and the icing can build inside the engine. But with the induction icing on a piston, then you start factoring in like fuel vapors, I think, like stuff like that, carb heat and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know any what that crap is. So I feel like maybe the jets is a little bit easier than piston. But I'll leave that up to you, because you know more about the little spinny thingies than I do. Yeah, GSX is my biggest gripe with it. Yep. Same. That's really the biggest make or break. Plus, like, having to do so much to the McDo rather when you have a perfectly good EFB sitting there. Like, a lot of stuff you should be able to do in the EFB that you have to go into the McDo to do. Air go fast and explode, that's all I know. If you want to know how a jet engine works, the way that we're taught in dispatch school is suck, squeeze, bang, blow. So it gets sucked into the engine, it gets compressed, then it's mixed with like the igniter, and then fuel, you get the combustion, and then thrust. What immersion with GSX is even better with FS Labs? You set it and forget it. You even put the push instructions beforehand. Oh. Did that come from like the get-go? Or have I been doing GSX all wrong with it? Might need you to tell me how you do that. I haven't flown it in a hot minute, since probably a little bit after it came out. At least the Pratt & Whitney's. But Fritz, great to see you, my friend. Welcome. And super stoked you're with us and educating us, or at least me, on the GSX and FS Labs. And then I was going to have the final farm work guide, make notes moving forward on it. Sweet. But appreciate you working those up. Gives me something, at least at a minimum, I can get Grok to kind of work on. I was going to say, I thought the FS Labs has a really strong integration with GSX. Like, you don't really ever touch the... If that's the case, then I like that. I think every airplane needs to be like that. There's nothing more immersion breaking than like having to go open up menus and tell it to do stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot I was supposed to call that finance lady today. Whoops. What the hell happened here? Crystal sent me some stuff on Instagram that she's told me I have to go watch. It's, the Blue Angels and Thunderbirds flying together in the Super Delta formation down Pensacola Beach. See, if we move there, we'll be able to see it. Let's see. Yeah, check the manual out. Has good tutorial on the GSX. All right, cool. Yeah, definitely will. Thanks for sharing that. It goes even goes over even how to arm doors before push and how to flip the init to initiate push. Once you set up it up, you'll see that Phoenix is lacking. Come on, man! Don't make it so good that you gotta break my heart. Phoenix is #1 in my heart. But no, I mean it's good, right? Because any kind of innovation, hopefully, only leads to others improving. Even if it's Phoenix, right? To improve and bring it up to that same quality. At least from how Callie explains it, but you know me, I'm a Boeing guy, so hell if I truly know. It's rare someone accuses me of being smart. Shit, you and me both. You and me both. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We had a discon. Does it happen after we change the runway? We're about to be going to check out Jackson Hole whether we liked it or not. Trying to see where it's at. Scotts Bluff. Exactly. Competition is always good. Yep. It most definitely is. So long as people actually capitalize on other good ideas, you know. I don't know how devs feel about that kind of stuff, where one dev has a good idea, like for example, in the 777, being able to bring. Actually, can you do it in this one? I didn't even know they did that because I don't never use the CFB. But like, yeah, like 777 and 73 being able to do this, right? It's like, what if somebody else started making? We can bring the EFB over here so that you can, you know, easily. Do this kind of number. They're like, all right, so let's say, I wonder how devs get about that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, you stole our idea. It's like, bro, I don't know. I could see how it's like you'd want to keep your good ideas to yourself in a way, but at the same time, like, let's let the entire community benefit and everybody equally enjoy high quality airplanes and high quality of life in those airplanes. Cool looking lake up ahead. Shook my head. The Delta Airlines 1345 flight I took in the A321 yesterday is flying the 757-200 today. It's okay. Just go fly 321. You're recreating what you flew, not what's happening today, right? Besides, 321 is the next closest thing you're gonna get to a 75. They're doing a lot of planes, and it makes it commercially harder for other devs to do those planes. Yeah. But you know, at least for me, even if, say, any builds, they got the 350, and then these other folks that are making a 350 comes out, and it's, you know, it's even like close to the indie builds, like close or better, I'd still get it. There might be stuff that I might end up liking that one better for whatever reason. Maybe the cockpit interactions are just better. Like, I don't know. Just because like some folks have made one airplane, for me personally, doesn't keep me from buying that same airplane. So long as you know, it's not like ridiculously more expensive, and you know, nothing that makes it just a hard no. Phoenix, we're going to do an A350, but stopped it. Yeah. But I think it's also harder to, because it's a lot harder to get access, I think, to all the shit you would need as a dev to replicate all the systems and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure AnyBuilds has much deeper pockets being attached to Microsoft compared to folks like Phoenix. But then again, you know, you got these other guys that are making it. So who knows? Phoenix 350 would have been dope. But honestly, I'll take a Phoenix 330 and then 330 Neo. I'll even take a Phoenix 7.3. But a Phoenix 7.5, orgasmic. Bring it to me. I hit the autopilot disconnect button on my yoke. Yeah, moving the EFB is nice, but I'll take GSX integration. Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, for me personally, I usually just use my physical EFB anyways. That way I don't have to like keep moving my view. I can just look here and type. Look here and type. Yeah, if I'm really lazy, I'll pull it off and just hold it in front of me and type. No, man, I have never flown on the 7.5. Oh, really? Well, if you really want to fly on one, just fly damn near anything from Atlanta into a major Florida city. Tampa, Orlando, Lauderdale, maybe Palm Beach. I'm pretty sure all of those are 7.5s. Atlanta Bozeman, is on the 7.5. I'd buy other devs' planes if they were better. Yeah, same. Exactly. If iFly drops the NGs and they're better, I get it still. Yep, same. 100%. I think Phoenix made a mistake stopping their 350. I think it would have sold fine. Yep, I do too. The reputation that they have built through their A320 family airplane would be the sole reason why I think folks would buy their A350, even if there were 2 other A350s out. Obviously, there'd be some who'd be like, I've already got one or already got 2, so I don't need a 3rd one. But their reputation alone, I think, would be the deciding factor for a lot of folks to buy it. What if this new company was truly Phoenix but undercover? Or maybe it's like, some of the same folks from Phoenix. They're like, oh, you know what? I think we should keep up with it. But Phoenix, the company, doesn't want to do it, so we'll kind of branch off and make our own side company and do it. But at the same time, that would probably be, what's that called? Conflict of interest or whatever. I don't know. But I don't give a shit. I'd buy it, especially if it was like, Phoenix folks. And not every sim aircraft is built for everyone. True. Some just want to fly something that looks like the plane and screw the systems. Very true. Very true. And like, for me, that holds true for some aircraft, like the 727. Although I haven't truly even given it like 5 brain cells to even try to fly it. I bought the 7.2. But like in that regard, like I wish I put a 7.3 cockpit in there just so I can fly the 7.2, because I'm not going to try that hard to learn the little INS system that it's got and go to the engineer panel and do all that. Like, I'm good. I watched V1 fly it a couple times, and that was all I needed to know. Like trying to you gotta twist the little thing just right to get the engine, the IDGs on the buses. I was like, nope. Too antiquated for my simple modern brain. Let's see. So it says we should be in Bozeman by 2047, and it is 1938. So just a little over an hour left. We are, I'm assuming, in one of the Dakotas. We got Bismarck, North Dakota off our right wing. Dickinson at our 2 o'clock. Only classic jet I'm getting is the Just Flight A300. So is that supposed to be? How is that supposed to stack up to the AnyBuilds A300? They do have GPS options in the FSS. Yeah, I saw that too. But still, it's just like the other. It's not even just the navigation for me, but it's just the, like I said, getting the IDGs on the bus kind of thing. Like stuff that in the other airplane is just a, but in that airplane is not. But in reality, if I actually gave it a shot, watched a few YouTube videos, I'm sure I could figure it out. But I don't have the time to allocate Like today, I was going to fly the Horizon 787-9 from Dallas to Vegas. And then I know there's been quite a bit of changes since the last time I flown it, which was forever ago. And I'm pressed for time today, so I was thinking like, well, I don't want to get into that airplane, be streaming, and be like, well, shit, how do I get the fuel on, or how, like, come across something that I didn't know and be dragging ass trying to figure it out. And then, you know, be running a little bit late. 'Cause like I said, I gotta mow the yard. It's 3:40 now. We're gonna be on the ground by like 4:45. Probably be done with the stream by like 5:15. So that'll leave me a couple hours to get the yard mowed. So I didn't want to drag too much ass, which is why y'all always end up watching me fly the damn A320 family or 737 family, because it's the two that I can, like, for sure, all my hardware works, I don't have to like fool with nothing, just, which I don't need the hardware. The only thing hardware that I for certain want at a minimum is just the MCP with altitude, heading, and speed. So I don't want to be sitting there scrolling forever. Shit drives me nuts. I'm a little bit more okay with scrolling forever if I'm not flying on a network. But if I'm flying on a network, I definitely need MCP so I can quickly be dialing everything in on the MCP. Yeah, Robbie, you ain't lying. Those type of aircraft need to have shared cockpit for sure. Yeah, we need two folks flying them things. Yeah, I can't do the old birds. Yep, I'm right there with you. The B4 was all steam gauge. The anyone is the A300-600R, which had the CRT screens and no. Okay, gotcha. Well then, that one is all you, my friend, because I barely fly the airplane as it is. I like it. I like the airplane a lot. But yeah, I ain't trying to work that hard. Travis, I appreciate it, my friend. Have a great rest of your day. Jay Foot likes the old planes. Well, there you go. If anybody can figure out shared cockpit and the old jets, then Jay Foot will be one of your FOs, one of your additional pilots, and help out. I like to learn the aircraft I buy. I love the 727, but I ain't learning that. I'm right there with you. Got to pull up old grainy videos on YouTube to learn it. Yep. Either that or just somebody else who knows what they're doing in the airplane making sim videos. You can probably watch B1 and learn from him, but it just ain't my thing. Hey Shaq, did you see that Instagram video I sent you in Cali yesterday? That was pretty funny. All these people building these damn 320 cockpits now. I think what I might end up having to do, instead of building out another box to attach all the wind wing stuff, Scholarchy sells a 1-to-1 center pedestal frame with all the screw holes and stuff. I could try that. Just don't know if the wind wing screws are going to fit their screw holes. That's the only issue. But we could probably message Scholarchy and ask them. And that way have a really good looking center pedestal instead of some rinky dinky box. Yeah, Shaq, when I was watching that, because I watch so much like police body cam footage and stuff like that. When a video came up, I thought it was like, there's another like police dog demonstration at some elementary school kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, here comes this little puppy Frenchie comes flying out of the car. I was not expecting that. I was expecting some, Malinois or Shepherd or something. Nope. Just a little Frenchie about that big. Thing had some. He had a little attitude. I got all my wood for the frame and stuff. Just got to build it. Nice. I'm just not good enough with wood to have it look as good as I would want it to look. I mean, like this little one I have right now kind of worked out good for, an interchangeable system between Boeing and Airbus, but yeah, I don't know. That's another thing. I don't really know how I would mount the throttle quadrant stuff in there. I would have to do. I wish I was really good at like designing stuff and then like send it to a CNC machine company to like get it cut and made and whatnot. But I'm not. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I could probably get AI to do it. I wonder if AI could do that. Probably. I just realized PMDG doesn't include FCOMs with the Microsoft Flight Sim NGs. Yeah, so FCOM is going to be Airbus only. So it would probably be like QRH for 7.3s. But they probably still don't have it. I don't even know where to go look for that stuff. Ken, how's it going, my friend? Howdy. Or howdy all. How's the 900? Way better than the 700. Way better. Vastly more stable. Vastly more stable. Hoping today we won't really have any issues. We'll see. Probably check and see what the weather's doing in Bozeman. With the A320 SimGuy files, it's basically just putting a puzzle together with wood glue and screws. So is that the same files that those two British dudes used to kind of build out theirs, coupled with the wind wing stuff? It's not a bad idea. I still was just wanting something that was a little bit more robust and better looking than wood. All right, let's see what Bozeman's up to. Oh, a little gusty. Ooh, we might have to swap our runway. Winds are 240 at 15, gusting 2.3. 10 statute miles, scattered at 8,000, overcast 9,000, temperatures 14, dew point -3, altimeter 2962. 240. Yeah, might have to. Switch over to runway 30. And we've got 2 RNAVs. We got RNAV GPS Yankee and then RNAV RNP Zulu. I think I'm going to do RNAV RNP Zulu, runway 30. Run that in from Wykiv, whatever that is. Let's go route to. I'm just going to pre-build it in here first. Kbzn. Marls and Creek. Is the star not compatible with this? I don't think the star is compatible. Yeah, it's only compatible with runway 12. Alright. That's fine. Select active waypoint leg. There we go. Alright, so we are direct Marls, and then we will not have a star now. The star is only compatible with runway 12. So we'll go into our flight plan. And so Wykiv is the initial fix onto the RNAV RNP Zulu runway 30. Just kind of goes right on in like that. Fixed page runway 30. Got our 5-mile range ring. Click. Just under an hour from getting there. So I think we'll be staying at 32,000 pretty much for the rest rest of the flight. Actually, no, we can go up to 30, 34. Recommended max is 37. So let's go up to 340. .34 set. Altitude intervene. Hey, sweet girl. What's up? Do you need to go outside or something? Yeah. Ooh, watch your head. Gotcha, JJ. That's right, Patreon. Remember them talking about that. Negative NGs have flight crew operations manual. I've never heard of Boeing's having FCOMs. Like I have full access to all of the Boeing manuals for Delta. There's not an FCOM in there, but there is an FCOM for Airbus. Unless we call it FCTM, Flight Crew Training Manual. That's just training. I don't know. Yeah, QRH is like for emergencies and abnormals. I guess PMG was like, Xbox don't need that, so probably. Zip, you're liking the music? You're probably the one and only. I've had this damn playlist for ever. And I always mean to like go find new songs and kind of refresh it, and then I forget about it. We're gonna get over some nice looking terrain. Not till pretty much we're there. Alright guys, give me 1 second, we'll go let the pupperoonie out, and I'll be right back. Alright, we back. Sorry it took so long, guys. Delta calls, their FCOMs, ops manuals. The FCOM is something specific, at least for the Airbus. Let's see if I can't see We'll look up the manuals. The 7.3s. So we got the AOM Volume 1, Volume 2. Got the ODM Operational Data Manual. Just can't remember if that's I should remember what that is from my line check. Then we got the ALM de-icing or anti-icing guide. Normal checklist, QRH, flight crew training manual. Bulletins. That's about it. Aside from the maintenance stuff. Conversion and static air temperature. Total air temperature versus static. Inconclusive. Alright, so we're just under 80 miles from top of drop. Let's see, we want that chart, not that one. We'll leave that pinned in case we do need it. Course settings will be 303. So there's no ILS frequency. The minimum safe altitude 12,200 feet. Willingness climb on track to 10,000 feet. 303 degrees to KUXIU. On track 272 to V's and hold. Continue climbing and hold 10,000. Authorization required. Local altimeter setting not received. Procedure not authorized. For uncompensated Vero VNAV systems, procedure not authorized. Below -27 degrees Celsius or above 54 Celsius. Cold temperature altitude correction required at or below -21 Celsius. Pilot control lighting 18.2. 3-degree glide slope. Minimum's gonna be 4806. Alright, 4806 set in the barrow. We need RMP 0.11. We'll put that in once we get a bit closer and turn off the DME and VOR updating. Need 1 mile visibility, ceilings 344 feet. Damn, winds have picked up even more. 240 at 19, gusting 3.4. But good viz and ceilings. 2961. Alright, this one might be a little squirrely. So let's see, let's do some math, figure out our estimated landing weight. So estimated fuel on arrival at Bozeman is 12.1. Plus our zero fuel weight. Which is 144.2. Gives us an estimated landing weight of 156.3. Got that in there. Just make sure that was correct. Flap 30. Air conditioning on, any ice off. Thrust reversers all operative. Auto brake level 3. Everything works. Import the weather. And I'm going to include the gusts. Well, first we'll run it like this and then see what it gives us. Available landing distance 9,006 feet. Required landing distance 6,756 feet. We're at 153. Alright, so the difference between 34 knots and 19 knots is 15 knots. And so we would want to add that and go up to 15 knots. As far as I know. Gives VREF of 163, landing distance of 6972 out of 9,006. Cool. Ah, look at that. I never noticed that. It's a Hughes pin. That's what's up. All right, it's gonna be a pretty challenging little approach. Oh, we got a Hughes release PMDG. Let's see which one it is. Oh, that's for Southwest. Makes a lot of sense. They fly a lot of 700s. So if you guys like to fly Southwest in the 737-900, you just put out a fleet pack. All right, so let's figure out our crosswind component. Crosswind calculator. We're going to include the gusts. So runway heading is 303. The wind direction 240. And the speed 34. It's going to give us, it's going to give us a 15.44 knot headwind and a 30.29 crosswind, not crosswind from the left. It's going to be squirrely. And there's really no other runways that give us a better headwind. There's runway 21, but runway 21 is only 2,600 feet, so not happening. Plus, it's probably too narrow as well. We need a runway that's a minimum of 100 feet wide. That is considered a narrow runway. Let's see how narrow that is. Runway 21 is 75 feet wide. 11 and 29, 75 feet wide. Runway 12 and 30, which is what we're going to be landing on, is 150 feet wide. Let's see, on runway 30, we got high intensity runway lights, which will be activated on 18.2 with towers and up. We got approach lights, PAPI on the left, runways grooved, and RVR reports. So when we start down, we come through these clouds. It's negative 27 Celsius total air temperature. So we'll have to get the engine and wing anti-ice on. We got like of it 12,000, so we'll set that as our bottom altitude for now. Seatbelt sign on. So we are carrying quite a bit of extra gas today, thank God. About an hour of extra fuel. I elected to do extra gas instead of an alternate. Yeah. Relatively cloudy. It's more higher level stuff. So it's like overcast at 10,000 feet, scattered at 8,000. Nice temp dew point spread though. 14 on the temp, -2 on the dew point. Pretty dry day. All right, let's get the wing and engine anti-ice on, get it nice and warmed up before we hit this visible moisture. There's transition. And then nav status. They have a little bumpy in this stuff. Between the winds, the clouds, and the mountains. With the winds likely blowing up and over those mountains, I would expect in the real world to be pretty bumpy. All right, descent checklist altimeters 2961 cross-checked. Minimums Barrow 4806 cross-check landing data. Flaps 30 VREF 148. We're going to be setting it higher than that. Approach brief is complete. Auto brakes level 3. Seatbelt signs on. Pressurization panel is set. And recall is checked. Descent checklist complete. Let's go ahead and hit that approach checklist as well. So we're about 10,000 above field elevation right now. Flight nav instruments are verified. Waiting for it to give me the RMP that I want. I put in 0.11. It went from 2 to 1. See if it ever changes. But verified cabin notifications, complete altimeters, 2961 cross check. Josh, what's going on, my friend? Fashionably late. How's everyone doing? Man, you're right on time for the good stuff. We're heading into a pretty nasty crosswinds. Be about a 31 knot crosswind, if I remember correctly, and 15 knot headwind. So should be a fun one. We're going to be on RNP RNAV approach. 13 for 12. Looking good. I'm going to take it down to 57. Which is the glide path intercept. Altitude. I'm going to go a little bit. I'm going to do 5,000. Just in case we need to chase it a little bit. Yep, 4,700. John, what's going on, my friend? Great to see you, dude. John, has anybody ever told you that you look like Cal from that show Tires on Netflix? Oh, the picture of me and you from Foreflight a few years ago, like you got the goatee. It's like with your hat and glasses on, like you look like you could be Cal. All right, guys, I'm going to go sterile until we get on the ground. See if I can't not screw this one up. Temperature's +6. So we're still in icing conditions for induction icing, but no longer structural, so we'll get wing and the ice off. Yeah, I think I did. I figured it wouldn't be the first time I said it. I just couldn't remember the character's name. Flaps 2. We'll go ahead and go gear down, help manage the speed.
$2,500.
We're trailing behind an aircraft that's on approach. Flaps 5.
$2,500.
Flaps 15. Flaps 25. Flaps 30. Landing checklist. Landing gear down 3 green. Flaps 30. 30 green light. Speed brake armed. Start switches continuous. Landing checklist complete. All right, visual on the runway. Right out over there. VNAV disconnect. Interesting. Misapproach altitude 10,000 set. Swirly winds. Definitely got to do a flight control replay on this one. We got one out ahead of us. It's about 1,000 feet below us. Might be going around for traffic. Stable. I'm going to take it at 500. I don't see anybody on the runway.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. $100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
I forgot to start FSUI PC, so no reversers. Manual braking. I've got to route that through Moby Flight. That was squirrely. And should have been a go around. We touched down outside the touchdown zone. But I got him out of the yard. Well, we got it on the ground, and it was a lot better than yesterday, that's for sure. Yeah, man, I told you it was windy. It's maybe about a 30-knot crosswind, 50-knot headwind. I think I need a new pair of pants. Yeah, it was spicy, that's for sure. Is that FS Realistic producing the crazy head movement? Yeah, it is. I need to figure that out because that's pretty excessive. I like the head anticipation while I'm taxiing. So I'm turning the airplane, it kind of pans the head, and I can look into the turn. But I don't like it for stuff like that. Must be flying for United. Nah, even those United guys can't land that good. And that wasn't even that good. Shots fired. Ah, runway looks wet. Come on, don't freeze. I was trying to get like the runway camera on the other runway so we could see that dude's how much he was dude, this nah, he gone. God, you piece of shit. Fucking irritating. I don't know if that dude's just waiting on that gate right there. We'll see what's going on the other side of these RJs. Yeah, I got an open gate. Cool. Go A4. Just want to shut that engine down. Let me get this jiggling. Brake set. Engine 2 shutting down. Alright, shutdown checklist, park and brake. Set, fuel pump switches. One on. Seatbelt sign is off. Window heat off, probe heat, auto anti-ice is off. Electric hydraulic pumps are off, air conditioning panel set, anti-collision lights off, in-start levers cut off, stab trim. Transponder is in standby. Shutdown checklist complete. Nah. I was gonna deboard, but oh, now he's going. I wonder who it was that landed in front of us. That's probably the flight going back to Atlanta. So if I do my fam ride, I would be on that airplane. Not that airplane, but I'd be on that flight on the day that I fly. 'Cause the 75s do the Atlanta flight. All right, well, that's that. I guess it's time for a little replay action. Where? Oh, there it is. So we'll stop that. We'll load the airplane into a flyable state. Yeah, I gotta put the reverse thrust in there. Into Moby flight. Alright. I think we're set and ready to go. So all the lights are on. Let's do the thing. This flyby stuff's a damn joke. Look, it always just locks up. I do think we'll attempt the approach again. don't know how we ended up so high, other than maybe some gusts. Yeah, not the prettiest, that's for sure. Uh-oh, we're landing on the 7.5. Or maybe because we got close to the 7.5, it ran away. Or like it went away.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Man, that's all this fucking thing does is lock up. Alright, let's try it again.
Too low, terrain.
Alright, I've got the airplane.
$1,000.
I had to take my hands off the controls real quick to turn on the FSUI PC so I can have my reverse thrust.
$500. $100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Ah. Lost it.
Traffic. Maintain vertical speed. Descend. Maintain. Descend now. Descend. Descend now.
All right. My airplane.
$500. $100. Sink rate. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, God, man. You try to flare and it's just like those gusts get you. Last try.
Sink rate.
God. A lot of rudder.
Too low. Terrain. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low.
Shit's pissing me off, man. You try to zoom or do anything and it just fucking freezes. Every time. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I greatly appreciate every one of y'all coming to hang out with me this afternoon. Gotta go suit up for some yard mowing. Keep this yard under control since I'm gone all the damn time. But hope y'all enjoyed this little hangout session. Hope you enjoyed the little crabby crosswinds and my floaty McFloatness. But it's always a lot of fun hanging out with you guys, and can't wait till I'm able to do this a lot more with y'all. Whenever I am, I'm going to bring back the memberships and all that kind of stuff and try to get back to producing a lot more content once life kind of slows back down a little bit. Really working them wings, ain't we? But anyways, like I said, I will be headed back to Atlanta tonight for another 3 days of work. And then I will be back after that. So what is that? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Be back home Saturday night. So we should be able to stream on Monday or Tuesday. It would suck if you're looking out the window because you would have bam smoked that window. But alright, guys. Hope y'all have a great rest of your week, and then until Monday, as always, be good at it. Keep it on the wrong side. I'm Blake, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. See ya.